So I did a geospatial analysis of treatment centers in Connecticut and what some of those variables that were associated with those locations. Some of the reasons why they were there included high rates of arrest and high rates of drug overdoses, and I wanted to see how often they were being used and if that had any correlation to the death rates in those towns. I did what's called a multivariate regression analysis, where you have a variables and you have a function that shows how those variables affect the function. And we saw that arrest rates and the number of treatment clinics had a positive correlation with the number of drug overdoses in those towns. Positive correlation indicates that as one rose, the other also rose. Unfortunately, it was the same for admittance rates. The more people that were being admitted, even though the number of treatment clinics were also rising, it also increased the death rates in those towns. The p-value indicates that there's a significant correlation between these things, and that there's a much bigger problem associated with substance abuse other than the treatment clinics. The clinics aren't going to be the only answer in this problem. There's policy that can be changed. There's stigmas against it. The reason why I put capsules at the bottom was because 41% of substances abused other than alcohol are prescription medication, and that is definitely a regulated entity, and that should be an outlet for us to have new policies changed, and to also try to change the stigma about substance abuse. And the admittance into the clinics also highlighted that it's also drawing in people from other towns where clinics aren't available. In more well-off areas in the state, clinics aren't as available. That doesn't mean that there's less people using substances. It just means that more people are flocking to these treatment clinics from neighboring towns where they could use those clinics. We basically want to try to eliminate that stigma and make it a whole community effort to try and help these people.